Hi, my name is Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing our series called Casual Chats on how to build an associate team, where I answer your questions and peel back the curtain on what it's really like. Today we are focusing on how to conduct interviews when you're hiring associates. So in my first video, I talked about where to find associate photographers. And in that video, I talk about how I hire non-photographers typically. How do you conduct that interview process? So really a lot of my interview process that we use at A-Ray Photography is from the book EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey. So he suggests doing multiple interviews because if you do multiple interviews, you can learn somebody's character faster. So the very first interview that we conduct is just a real quick Zoom interview. So the potential associate has already received the job description, they've already filled out the application, and now I'm reaching out to do a quick Zoom interview. And in this Zoom interview, I'm just touching on what the job description is again, and if they have any questions, I can answer their questions. And I ask them what their availability is. And in this interview, I typically will tell them how much they will get paid if they are hired, as they go through the training process, how much they could get paid if they become an assistant photographer, and how much they could get paid if they become an associate photographer, just to answer any questions that they have and really get a feel for how they conduct themselves. This interview kind of tells you a little bit about their character. Did they show up on time? Maybe they are taking notes, or maybe they have questions written down, just the types of questions they are asking. You can kind of get a feel for how well they know our team and what our mission statement is and kind of what we stand for. It's a really quick 10 to 15 minute Zoom interview, but from there we get a lot of information. After those interviews have been conducted, we sit down and we kind of look at our notes together on how each person responded to questions and anything else about them. And then from there, we will pick a few to do another interview. And this is a face-to-face interview, and it is conducted with my husband and business partner. And what Dave Ramsey has suggested to do is to do a couples interview. If your potential associate is married, then you do a couples interview. So what Dave Ramsey says is that just being in the presence of the potential associate and their spouse, it's going to tell you so much about that person's character by the way they treat their spouse and how they act in front of other people. It's fascinating. So my husband and I will do a couples interview with the potential associate and their spouse. If the potential associate is single, then we'll just do an interview with them, but we're still gathering information about them. But by the end of that interview, we have a really good sense of that person, and we are usually ready to offer the job at that interview. So by the end of that face-to-face couples interview, we are typically saying that we would love to offer you the job. We would love for you to be on our team. And what that means is that they are now entering into the training process. So if you haven't watched my video on how to train your associates, go ahead and watch that video next. And feel free to conduct as many interviews as you need to really get to know that person and their character, especially if they're coming from outside of your social network and you don't have that transfer of trust. I mean, the more interviews, the better. You want to make sure that you get this hiring done correctly, because if you hire the wrong person, it's just going to give you so much heartache and it's just going to be problemsome from the beginning. You want to make sure that you're hiring the right person, because the right person can learn and grow and train to do anything. So you really want to make sure that you get this right. I really hope this was helpful in helping you dream about building that associate team to scale your business. I have a freebie for you that answers those burning questions that you might have as you are dreaming about building this associate team. I know I had a lot of questions in the beginning, so I will link that in the description box below. I would love for you to comment on any other topic that you want me to touch on. about building an associate team. I would love to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.